Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be discussing the American science fiction film War of the Worlds. Spoiler ahead. Watch out and take care. Ray assures his ex-wife that their children will be safe as he takes them away for the weekend, but he doesn't know that within a few hours, Earth will face an invasion by extraterrestrial beings, and he will have to battle against them to protect his family from becoming prey to these colossal aliens. Exhausted, Ray collapses on the couch, only to awaken to Rachel's alarming news that Robbie has taken his father's car and set off to a friend's place. In a fit of rage, the man storms outside, only to be distracted by his neighbor's curious gaze toward the sky. Following suit, he looks up and is stunned by the sight of a massive thundercloud looming over his house. Fascinated, he calls Rachel to witness the extraordinary natural phenomenon. However, the cloud unleashes strange lightning, forcing him to seek shelter indoors. With electricity and phones suddenly failing, Ray leaves his daughter behind and embarks on a mission to locate Robbie. The boy, in the meantime, finds himself amidst the turmoil at the town center, witnessing utter chaos as cars stand motionless and people scramble in panic, desperately seeking answers. After ensuring his son's safe return home, Ray remains behind, determined to assist others and uncover the unfolding events' specifics. As Ray listens to various accounts from the townspeople, but upon finding the sheriff, it becomes evident that there are no correct choices. A deep hole has emerged at the central intersection, from which Ray retrieves a fragment of strange, icy metal. As the ground trembles, the crowd scatters, realizing that the asphalt beneath their feet is cracking. Within moments, the ground becomes a network of fractures. Store windows crumble, and the gathered individuals are forced to scatter in various directions to escape the impending danger. The city's church crumbles, swallow up in a cloud of smoke, as a huge alien emerges, towering like a high-rise building. Terrified, people frantically search for shelter. Yet a moment comes when everyone freezes, desperately hoping to avoid harm from the alien entity. Unfortunately, their hopes are shattered as the creature unleashes a devastating laser beam, disintegrating anyone it strikes into ashes. Ray successfully evades the frantic crowd and rushes back to his house. Without providing any explanations, he quickly directs Robbie to gather all the available food while he retrieves hidden batteries and a gun from under the bed. Taking charge, he leads the children outside, guiding them toward a car. The car's owner expresses displeasure at his neighbor's audacity, but Ray pays no heed to his complaints and remains determined to escape. The decision is solidified by the sounds of explosions emanating from the city center. Blocking the doors for safety, Ray accelerates the vehicle. Rachel and Robbie are taken aback as they witness buildings and bridges detonating in their wake. The boy attempts to inquire about the unfolding events, but his father is unable to provide a clear answer. Ray recounts what he witnessed downtown, but they struggle to believe in the existence of a genuine alien invasion. Rachel's distress increases, and she screams, demanding to be taken to her mother. Ray accelerates, attempting to manage his daughter's emotional outburst. Finally, they reach his ex-wife's house, only to find it vacant. In an attempt to ease the children's worries, the man reassures them that Mary Ann and her new husband have embarked on a trip. He offers them a meal before proceeding, but his frayed nerves cause him to fumble, resulting in bread scattering across the kitchen. Faced with growing exhaustion, he decides to spend the night at the house, hoping for Mary Ann's prompt return. He tucks the kids into bed in the basement, listening to Rachel's complaints, and settles into a chair, prepared to remain alert throughout the night. Ray and Robbie are abruptly awakened by the flickering of lightning through a small window. Initially, they wait, hoping for an improvement, but the situation gets worse and further. The house begins to tremble, accompanied by the noise of explosions and the eerie voice of the alien that Ray had previously encountered in the town center. Sensing the urgency, Robbie quickly hides his sister on the lowest floor, sheltered behind a network of pipes. There, the family manages to endure the harrowing night, anxiously waiting for the morning to arrive. Ray, leaving the children behind, ascends to the upper floor where he witnesses the remnants of their house, reduced to a small portion with a blazing airplane engine at its core. Stepping outside, the boy is met with the sight of scattered airplane debris and neighboring houses reduced to ruins, all blanketed in ash. Amidst the wreckage, Ray notices a group of reporters filming a report about the dominating presence of tripods, gigantic aliens that have seized control of the Earth. The reporter explains that the alien machines had been buried underground for a considerable time and are now utilizing lightning to descend onto their ships, preparing for an invasion. Upon hearing the alien siren, the reporters hastily depart, leaving Ray to retreat back to the basement to bring the children. With everyone in the car, the man decides to drive to Austin, hoping to find his ex-wife there. However, while on the journey, Ray and his son engage in a heated argument. The son believes they are being cowardly and should have stayed to fight the aliens, but his father urges him not to act recklessly and put their lives in unnecessary danger. While on the road, Rachel, following her brother, voices her need to stop for a bathroom break. Although Robbie believes their father is overly anxious, he agrees to accompany his sister. Feeling embarrassed, Rachel runs far away from the car and arrives at a riverbank where she witnesses the haunting sight of human bodies floating in the water. Ray senses something is amiss and swiftly covers his daughter's eyes, but she still manages to glimpse the horrific scene. As a convoy of military vehicles passes by, Robbie once again accuses his father of attempting to flee. The only thing preventing him from acting recklessly is the cries of his sister, who desperately wants to stay together. During the night, Robbie takes over the wheel so his father can rest, but upon entering a town, the situation turns perilous. A hostile crowd surrounds their car, prompting Ray to awaken abruptly. Despite his attempts to accelerate and escape, nothing seems to work, resulting in a crash through a supermarket window. The violent attackers relentlessly smash the car windows, showing no mercy to Ray or Robbie. In a desperate attempt to defend themselves, Ray brandishes his gun, but it proves useless as one of the attackers is armed as well. Forced to surrender the car, Ray and his children are left stranded and defenseless on the street, unable to proceed. Seeking refuge, Ray leads the children to a dimly lit cafe where his frayed nerves finally give out. Joining a group of other displaced individuals, the family joins them, their destination uncertain, passing by a wall adorned with photographs of the deceased and missing. Along the way, the crowd is halted by a railroad crossing from which blazing train moves through. The conversations among people reveal the devastating truth that the alien invasion has occurred worldwide and no one will alive. As the crowd nears the ferry crossing, Ray intends to board the ferry with his children. However, his plans are interrupted by a friend who spots a familiar face in the crowd and decides to seek an update, causing a significant delay. Unfortunately, this delay proves to be a grave mistake. Multiple three-legged alien vehicles suddenly appear over the city, prompting the captain to urgently order the ferry to depart from the shore, leaving behind those who were unable to board in time. Ray skillfully evades the guard post and leaps onto the deck just in time, but his mate and her daughter are left behind on shore. Witnessing the tragic loss of life, Robbie lends a hand to those struggling on the platform's edges, helping them onto the ferry. Suddenly, the captain becomes aware of a crater beside the ship, and a massive spaceship emerges, looming over the ferry. In a desperate attempt to survive, passengers leap into the water to escape the sinking vessel. The scene descends into chaos as those who cannot swim fast enough succumb to the weight of the machines, while others are ensnared by the tentacles of the alien craft. Ray guides the kids away from the area, and they successfully reach the shore. They find refuge in the dense forest, observing from a hill as the aliens brutally kill thousands of people in the city. To stay safe, the group has to crouch down in the dry grass every time, ensuring that the monster doesn't detect their presence. Robbie comes across another alien and witnesses the remnants of clothing falling from above, all that remains of the people who were taken. Amid a gathering of displaced individuals, Ray leads the children towards the hills, where military vehicles pass by. Disregarding his father's warning, Robbie leaps onto one of the vehicles, no longer intending to hide, but to join the resistance against the aliens. Ray rushes after his son, attempting to catch up with him and persuade him to prioritize his safety. To protect his daughter from danger, Ray decides to leave her next to a noticeable tree. In a tense situation, he finds himself caught between his son Robbie, who refuses to return with him, and strangers attempting to abduct his daughter Rachel. As Ray manages to rescue his daughter, he realizes that Robbie has disappeared from sight. Instead, an enormous alien machine emerges, far larger than any encountered before. Ray swiftly carries his daughter to safety, where he notices a man who kindly offers them refuge in his house. Without hesitation, Ray and his daughter rush towards the man, seeking shelter. The stranger provides shelter in his basement, and Ray puts his tired daughter to bed. Once she falls asleep, the homeowner, Ogilvy, offers Ray a hot drink, and reveals that he has lost his entire family to the aliens. Ray empathizes with Ogilvy, but is unnerved by his peculiar tone and behavior as he speaks about a conspiracy and the potential destruction of an entire nation. As the situation intensifies, the basement starts to crumble, shattering the illusion of safety. Ray becomes aware that the monstrous creatures are ruthlessly destroying everything in their path, seeking fresh sources of sustenance. Peering through the windows, Ray observes three-legged machines encircling the house. Taking quick action, he conceals Rachel in a secluded corner and prepares to defend himself against the impending threat. Ogilvy confesses that he intentionally led Ray to the house with the intention of confronting the aliens together. However, Ray is unwilling to endanger his daughter's safety, so he implores Ogilvy to remain silent and avoid attracting the attention of the aliens. Ray and some men are arguing, but he has to stay quiet because a huge eye that looks like a metal snake comes down into the basement. The eye looks around the room and responds to any movement, but Ray is able to escape with Rachel and avoid being detected by the eye. Ogilvy picks up an axe and wants to attack the eye, but Ray convinces him not to and suggests waiting for a better chance to do so. The group hides under the stairs and tricks the eye by using a mirror, successfully fooling it, and the scout leaves without catching anyone. However, their relief is short-lived as the aliens themselves, who are completely unfamiliar to them, follow the scout into the cellar. Terrifying and enormous insect like aliens come very close to their hiding spot, observing the human dwelling with curiosity. Ogilvy wants to attack the aliens once again, but Ray understands that a regular shotgun won't be enough to defeat them. He realizes that shooting at them will only reveal their location and further provoke the aliens. A heated argument ensues among the men, but suddenly a loud horn sounds, and the monsters abruptly leave. Ray convinces Ogilvy to release his anger and let go of the gun. The walls of the basement are covered in blood-filled vessels. The men look out the window and see a massive machine that shoots out a red web, capturing people and extracting their blood with sharp tentacles. Witnessing this, Ogilvy becomes completely crazed and starts screaming, attempting to dig a tunnel to escape the basement. Ray tries to calm him down and lower his voice, but Ogilvy is too lost in his madness. He waves a shovel, ready to fight the guest who refuses to help him. Ray finds himself with no alternatives. He covers Rachel's eyes and urges her to sing, ensuring she doesn't witness or hear him confront and harm the man, threatening their lives. After dealing with the deranged individual, Ray embraces his daughter and waits for the turmoil to subside. Exhausted, both Ray and Rachel eventually drift off to sleep. However, when the girl awakens, she is startled by the presence of a colossal spy, eye hanging above her. Overwhelmed by fear, she can't help but scream, waking her father and forcing Ray to hack the metal snake into pieces with an axe. Meanwhile, the girl rushes upstairs, causing Ray to panic upon realizing she's gone. Frantically, he follows the sound of Rachel's scream and is greeted by a gruesome sight outside. Red blood vessels and pools of blood scattered all around. Desperate to find his daughter, Ray sprints to the edge of the hill, only to be met with a horrifying scene. Miles of red devastation, devoid of any signs of life. As Ray seeks to cover, a peculiar three-legged car hovers above him. Spotting his daughter in close proximity, he raises the courage to take a leap and rushes toward her. However, he arrives a mere second too late as the car seizes the girl, preparing to subject her to the same fate as its other victims. Spotting a military vehicle nearby, Ray discovers grenades inside and throws one at the car in a desperate attempt to save his daughter. To his dismay, the explosive proves ineffective, as the monster is shielded by a protective layer that causes the grenades to bounce harmlessly off it. In a deliberate act, Ray willingly submits himself to the aliens to gain access. Upstairs, he discovers a cage filled with captured individuals, including Rachel. A whip periodically descends from the ceiling, snatching one prisoner after another for an ominous recycling process. Ray devises a plan, collecting his grenades and surrendering to the tentacle, seeking assistance from the other prisoners. As the whip almost fully drags him away, the men pull Ray back, along with the grenade pins he strategically left inside the car. There is a big explosion, causing the monster to collapse and free the prisoners. As they navigate through the city, Ray observes a change in the red vessels that covered everything. They are turning gray, and the aliens are losing their strength. Ray seeks answers from the soldiers, but no one has an explanation for what just occurred. Continuing attacks from the machines lead the soldiers to assist people in finding hiding spots. Ray observes birds landing on the monsters, signaling a vulnerability that he alerts the soldiers to. This indicates that attacker can now be targeted and shot at. The strategy proves successful as another vehicle is brought down, revealing a hatch that releases an unusual liquid and a sickly alien. Ray locates Marianne and reunites her with their daughter. All along, Robbie had been in a secure place, hoping his father would find him. The aliens have been vanquished, weakened, and lifeless. But the humans remain clueless about the reason why this happened. The answer is surprisingly simple. While attempting to extract fertilizer from humans, the aliens inadvertently exposed themselves to human bacteria, which they were not ready for. Thank you for watching our recap. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and feel free to explore our other recaps.